for today, guys. What's your purpose? So I know that you just looked and you're probably like, what is she talking about this morning? Yes, I'm talking about purpose, like our purpose. What is it that we're supposed to be doing? So let's see if we have a few people come on. Remember, as you come on, guys, I want y'all to go ahead and like and share. Yes, like and share, because that is super, super important. I want to make sure that we are good this morning. We're in a good mental space. There's so much going on. I hear you. I hear you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. I'm excited about today and what's going to happen, the new beginnings, y'all. Y'all see my heart back here, so I'm happy. I'm going to jump right into it. So, guys, have you ever found yourself feeling like, the world is going on around you, like everything is just happening? You're looking at other people and you're like, dog, they living on purpose. Their life looks so meaningful. It's like, my goodness, everything is popping and is rocking, and you're looking like, what about me? Like, it's just moving at the light of speed, everybody else around you, and you're like, well, what about my life? What is it that I'm supposed to do? It seems like everybody else has found that thing, their niche, that what they're supposed to be doing, but I didn't. What is it that's going on? Well, as I was thinking this morning, I said, we live in a very self-centered, self-indulgent, self-pleasing society, and a lot of us are seeking a lot of things, but it's not necessarily our purpose. We're not trying to figure out, why am I here? What is it that I'm doing? Some of us kind of stumble upon it because we see other people and they're living and they're doing, but many of us are actually seeking the things that we see posted so many times, the things that we see in magazines: financial freedom, social recognition, social acceptance, even to be a part of the clique, the crowd, the crew, the cool kids club, as I always like to say, that we kind of forget about, my purpose, until I get all of the stuff that I think or I thought I needed. I have all of these things, I have all of the stuff, and it's like, none of it is fulfilling me. It's not helping me to get to where I want to be. I have the money, I have the financial freedom, I have the recognition, I'm a part of all of these social clubs and organizations, but there's still something that's missing. And, I was thinking about it and I said, you know what? It's not fair for us to try to even put on hits or airs to be other people. Number one, we need to focus on where we are. And I thought about today, as over the weekend, we saw all the different protests. We saw all the kids, the young kids, we saw adults, even we saw people of different color, nationalities, ethnicities, and we're out in these very difficult and trying times. And I was like, what is it that I'm supposed to do? What is it? How do we find purpose? Because many people are out and about, but it's like, what's my purpose in it? How can I really impact change? How can I help in what's going on? What is it that I can do? Because all of us don't have the same gifts and talent. We're all not called to do the same things. So in order for us to really find our purpose, because many of us are seeking and looking for our purpose, what we have to do is we have to remove us, me, I, you. We have to remove us from the center of the focus, and we have to put him at the center. Because I didn't find my purpose until I said, you know what, it's not about Katrina, it's about him, not about me. So once we put God at the center, then it requires us to do some self-reflection about, our choices, what we've done, where we've been, and that's the hard part, because looking in that mirror of self-reflection requires us to really pull back the layers, because it's easy for us to point to other people to say what they did or how they made me feel or what wasn't working or, what they could have did better. But what about what I could have did better in this situation, in that situation? It makes it look different. So it also means that sometimes we have to look at our own personal interests. We have to also look at the issues that are that we're dealing with as it relates to social justice or injustice, and we have to kind of see where those things intersect with what he's asking me to do. Because just like the cross, like I'm here vertically aligning with him, and then horizontally trying to figure out, where I fit versus the world and all of those things. And this morning I was kind of meditating in Jeremiah, and you'll see I kind of went around the world a little bit, but I was in Jeremiah 1-5, and I was just reading up on Jeremiah and how God had to move Jeremiah to allow him to think about the purpose in his life. And with so much stuff going on, with so many things just moving and shaking, a lot of times we'll get distracted, especially if we don't have the wisdom and we're not truly grounded in what's going on. But God moved Jeremiah and allowed him to think about his purpose in life. And he told him that before he even came out of his mother's womb, he had been ordained to be God's voice to the nations. Now, just like many of you and me, Jeremiah did not want that responsibility. Like, not in the midst of all of this, I don't want to be that voice. Are you sure you got the right person? Because he was like, I'm too young for this. This is not me. You know, I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. I'm afraid. And many of us, we struggle to say, hey, I'm scared. I'm afraid. I don't know if I can do this. I need you to help me to do this. And what did God say? He said, be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver, thus saith the Lord. So I don't have to be afraid of what man is going to say. I don't have to be afraid of what it looks like to another person, because he's going to be with me. And I was thinking about that thing. I said, you know what, Lord, I feel that. I believe that, you know, and I look at people. I was listening to Bishop Jakes this weekend. I was listening to my own pastor, and we were talking about, or we were talking about, like I was having a conversation. They were talking about how there are so many young people that are out here and they lack that foundation in him. So it's kind of, you know, it's easy for us to get very, very angry, which we have a right to be angry about the social injustices. But without that true foundation and groundwork, it's like hard. We find ourselves all over the place. And I was like, you know, it's like almost like we're wondering. But then I thought about J.R. Tolkien in The Lord of the Rings, who said, not all who wander are lost. So even for us this morning who are asking, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? You know, just because we're wondering does not mean that we're lost, because guess what? You know what? When we're wandering, when we're moving, he's with us. He's always with us. He never leaves us. So it's all about us being able to say, you know what? He created all things. I know wherever I am in my life, and it might not be where I want to be. It might not be where I desire to be in this moment, but I'm where he wants me to be, and he's with me. He's going to guide me because he knows my days are numbered by him. He knows the hairs on my head. So guess what? He has some major plans for us. So I was thinking this morning, I said, Lord, what is it that we need to do that can help us in this day and time so that we can find our purpose, so that we can make sure that we're doing the things that you would have us to do, not just because everybody says, let's do this, we jump on board. And I was thinking, I said, you know, our choices, he has set it for us. He set the course, but our choices in this process, they matter. So it's not about us just doing anything. Our choices have consequences. They do matter. And I was like, okay, I want to kind of synthesize it so a lot of us can think about what it is that we're doing and how we do it. How do I find my purpose? You know, what does that thing look like? People talk about it all the time, but I'll tell you, for me, it wasn't an easy thing because, you know, you're trying to think of it from your, from our carnal minds, not from a spiritual perspective. But this is what we do. Just to kind of streamline, the first thing we want to do is we want to go to God in prayer and ask for his wisdom and direction, because it's not about Katrina's idea of it or somebody else saying, hey, this is what you need to be doing. James 1:5 says, if any of you are lost or you lack wisdom, ask God and he'll give it to us. He will give it to us. Now, a lot of times what he has shown me and given me, it was not what I thought it was going to be. But you know what? We have to accept it because we got to go to him in prayer. And this means we have to be in relationship with him. We have to have a situation where we're not a situationship, but a relationship. So it has to be consistent. He's going to give, we're going to give. The second thing is we got to immerse ourselves in his word, Now, I know some of y'all I don't like reading books. I surely don't want to have to, it's hard to read the Bible. How do I process it? You know, it's so many different versions, right? It's so many different versions that makes it easier for us to process. I have my Bible on audio, and I really love my paper Bible because I can highlight, I can write, I can go back, I can tab and do all of those things. But his word is truly a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. So we don't have to figure it out. The roadmap is there. You know, they always say, if you want to hide something from a person, put it in a book, because we don't want to read, but we got to read. We have to make some time for him. And we have 24 hours in a day. You can't tell me you can't find time for him to sit down and immerse yourself in his word and go to him in prayer. The other thing is we do have to discover our gifts and our strengths. Discover our gifts and our strengths. Our gifts and strengths are not our friends, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers. We all are different. We all are uniquely made. So someone that might be a prolific speaker, and I'm looking like, dog, I want to do that. But if my gift is not in speaking, then I don't want to do that. I want to walk in my lane. I'm not looking at other people's gifts and trying to see how I can make that my gift. I want the gift he has for me so that it can flow easily, so it can flow freely, so that I can be effective when I'm using my gift for his kingdom. Remember, not for me and what I want, for his kingdom, to advance his kingdom. The other thing, the next thing is find your passion. You know, I was reading this morning and really meditating on that thing. And I was like, you know what, really and truly, we find God and he really begins to work at the intersection of our gifts and our passion. What is that thing that you're passionate about? And what are your gifts? Because many of us, we know our gifts. We've discovered them a long time ago. It could be leadership. It can be the gift. Some people have the gift of foresight, you know. Wish I had that gift, but that's not my gift. You know, we have to make sure that we are looking at, you know, where do my gifts really lie? What am I passionate about? What is that thing that in the morning when I jump up, I can't wait to do it? I'm like, you know what, Lord, use me as you see fit. Think about it. You might not find it just today, but I want you to think about it because it's in there. The fifth thing that I wrote down this morning was finding the right people to fellowship with. Finding the right people to be around. That is critical because you know what? I have some awesome people in my circle. It's not big, but I have the right people. I have prayer warriors. I have people who can intercede like it's nobody's business. I have people who can speak into me, who can tell me what they see in advance. Again, that's not my gift. I don't have that gift of foresight, but I'm surrounded by people who do. So sometimes when I'm moving this way, they can nudge me and kind of push me back or just drop a gentle word and make me kind of self-reflect and look back. So you got to make sure that you're looking and you're surrounding yourself with the right people. This morning I wrote down, because I wanted to make sure I said it, Proverbs 11:14, where there is no guidance, a people fall. But in an abundance of counselors, there is safety. So we have to make sure that we are around people of good character, people who are God-fearing, people who are grounded, not people who look like they're doing the right thing or playing the part, people who are walking the walk, people who are about it, people who know. And you know, you don't want to find yourself sitting at the table and you're like, okay, none of us know what we're doing. None of us know which direction we're going in. That's not the table that we need to sit at. We need to make sure we have good counselor. We don't want to sit in the counsel of the ungodly. We want to make sure that we have the right people pouring into us. Then I thought about, you know what, we have to find some quiet time and actually take a retreat. You know, me and a girlfriend of mine, we were talking about taking a retreat, just a quiet retreat. Not to go and do any activities, just maybe to go to a beach, just sit so we can write, so we can think, so we can research, so we can study, so we can reflect on the things that we're supposed to be doing in this season or in upcoming seasons, because everything isn't a do right now. Sometimes we're planning for December, we're planning for next year, we're planning for the next 5 years. Just finding that quiet time, and that quiet time means no telephone, no social media, just really being able, at least for a few hours, being able to detach and sitting down and spending some time with him, because I know when I've had those quiet times, that's when he really talks to me. When it's just me and him, I can hear, I can listen, I can feel, I can cry, I can laugh, I can be me, and I can just absorb everything that he has for me. And the last thing is, guys, we just got to trust God. Psalms 23, 2-3, it says, he leads me besides the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. If we trust him, it's all going to work out for our good. We can't trust us, but we can definitely trust him. He's not going to leave us. He's not going to forsake us. So on this Motivation Monday, guys, I'm excited. I hope the word has touched you. I hope it has been able to feed some aspect of what you need, the hunger that you woke up with this morning. I want you to make sure you like and share, because you know what, somebody else might be in a situation where they're like, you know what, I needed that this morning. It's not always for us. It might be for somebody else. It might be for us to have a conversation with somebody else. Whatever it is, I'm excited. So guys, please go ahead and make sure you're following us on Instagram at Freedom by Design, the number 1. Freedom by Design, the number 1, and check us out on our website at www.freedombydesign, again, the number 1.com, We're excited about the great things that are happening. We got some new images that will be coming out. I think I even kind of leaked one or two this morning on Instagram, and maybe one on Facebook that I kind of took outside of the photographer taking his pictures. So we got some great things going on. We want to share the movement. We want to get more people involved. And we're going to be doing some different and great things. So I'm excited. I pray that you like this new format, because it's going to work for us. I see the likes. I see the love up there on my Facebook post. So I'm excited, guys. I love each and every one of you. I will see you on Wednesday. And you know what? This week, I think I might be real fancy this week. I think we might have us a guest come on and chat with us on one day this week. So let's see what's going on. I love each and every one of you. Have a phenomenal day. And remember, let's live freedom by design. God bless you guys and take care.